Hello, my name is Dr. Stanley Lang, and welcome to this broadcast. The topic is on stress management, and that's been the series for the last several broadcasts. And what I'm focusing on tonight is the role of family health in terms of helping us to be less stressed out by life. So the question that I have is, what can you do to help your family be more healthy? What can you do to help your family be more healthy? So why I'm asking that question? Well, the main reason is because if family is going to be a place that we can come to that decreases our stress, then it has to be a place of health. In an unhealthy family, a dysfunctional family, when we step into that space, it makes us more stressed out, not less stressed out. So I'd like to tell you a story. Recently, I was taking care of a patient that had been drinking heavily for a long time, but he kind of reached a crisis and got very sick from his alcohol use. And he was actually very close to dying, frankly. He was that sick. Now, he was able to turn it around. He made some behavior changes and started on the right direction, but he needed a lot of support. Now, when that happened, his spouse stepped in to really help him to be there in ways that was going the extra mile on a daily basis, but also his children were there. And they were there in a way that was supportive and showing their concern. And the point that I'm making is that if his family had not had this degree of health, then it would not have been there for him when he needed it. So he obviously had been investing in his family over the years. He had been investing in ways that made the family healthier. And not that he was doing everything right, because obviously he was drinking a lot of alcohol, which generally is an impediment to helping your family be healthy. But nevertheless, he had been doing things that helped that family be healthy. So for all of us, when we're going through life, we have this experience where there's a big gap between expectations and reality. That's what I've been talking about the last several broadcasts, and that's what I think causes perception of chronic stress. When there's a big difference between where I want to be and where I am, and I'm focused on that difference on a daily basis, that produces the feeling that we have, or that we call chronic stress. Now, for the purposes of this discussion, I'm assuming right now that we can't change the gap. So I'm looking for ways to decrease the stress in other ways to heal that stress that results from that gap between reality and my expectations. So I'm assuming that the gap is somewhat fixed at this point. So what can we do in different areas? I started earlier this week talking about physical things we can do. Then I talked about emotional things that we could do. And then the next day I spoke about spiritual things. And today I'm talking about what can we do in the family that helps us to have less of a perception of stress when we're in a chronic stress situation. And many of us are in a chronic stress situation in work, in health. And so what I've outlined to you just now is what I would call a whole person health strategy, health of body, mind, and of spirit. But if we want to take it out, so let's say to the fourth dimension would be family. So health of family is the key difference for a lot of people moving from a place of being all stressed out and being in a place where they're relatively peaceful in spite of a situation that is producing this effect of chronic stress in them. So the topic then is family health. What can I do to improve the health of my family? And that was the original question. What can I do? What can you do to improve the health of your family? Now, what this means is that each one of us needs to make an effort to invest in our family. Now, I believe we should make that effort on a daily basis. Just like with people, with spouses, with children, with friends, with God, we also need to invest in the whole family as an entity that I'm trying to build up. I'm not just focused on the individuals, I'm looking at the big picture and how can I help my family be as healthy as possible. Now when I pour myself into my family in that way, where I'm giving, I'm focused on family instead of focused on myself or focused on the gap, so to speak, then that giving of myself in itself decreases my stress. Second of all, when I step into that space of a healthy family, automatically it's like a reprieve from the stress. When I walk into the space of family and the family is healthy, it's a place that relaxes me. I feel loved. I feel much more peaceful. So my encouragement to you then is to ask yourself, to sit down for a few minutes today and ask yourself, what can I do to make my family more healthy? And to ask that question in a way that you're writing down some ideas and then start acting on those ideas on a daily basis to really go out of yourself with the intention of making your family more healthy. You may not have immediate effects, but if you're working on it on a regular basis, then the family becomes a place that's a haven for you, a place that decreases your experience of stress, ultimately a place that decreases your illness and your probability of getting a variety of different chronic illnesses. So please take the time to give of yourself in this way, and what comes back to you will be 100-fold. So if you found this encouragement to be helpful, I do ask you to share it with friends and family, and to subscribe to this channel to get regular updates on how to be healthy in a whole person way, that is, health of body, mind, and spirit. God bless, and have a great day.